Now we are down to our last presenter for the Manila Bulletin Sustainability Forum 2023 and from the university. Can I see the scholar ng bayan in the house? Yan, marami tayong UP today. That's good. Hi guys. Fellow scholar ng bayan here. Our last presenter is Professor Carmela Española, together with her team from the Biodiversity Committee of the University of the Philippines-Diliman. I will turn you over to them. Ma'am, go ahead.
Magandang hapon sa lahat. I am Carmela Española, and I'm a member actually of the TWG, Technical Working Group of the Environmental Working Group on Biodiversity Management. Mali yung environmental management. Anyway, I'm also from the Institute of Biology in the College of Science. So, I will be talking today about the following points, no? So I will be giving you an overview of what UP Diliman campus is, its biodiversity, and I'd like to show you a few of our initiatives on sustainability, no? And I'd like to also share the university's commitment to environmental sustainability, no? The statement that the university made on the topic. So the UP Diliman campus, next slide please, is a 493 hectare campus, no? So it's quite huge. In Luzon, it's probably one of the largest, no? Aside from UP Los Baños, no? It is also one of the last green spaces in Metro Manila. So if you look at the area there, that's green. No, that's La Mesa on the upper right. But that's the university there. No, a few of the green spaces left in Metro Manila. And it's in stark contrast to the heavily built up areas around it. No? So some of the green spaces there are golf courses. No? So UP is not all open green spaces, as you can imagine. No? We are an academic institution. So a large part of its total land area has been allotted for and dedicated to academic and academic support units. Those are the blue-colored areas, no, in the map. It also is unique in that it houses residential communities within its grounds, no? Which is home to thousands of people. So this human aspect of the campus and the campus natural environment are the two factors that require consideration when we talk about campus environmental sustainability. So now we go to the biodiversity of UP Diliman. No? Due to its unique character as a green space, surrounded by concrete urban structures, the campus has enabled the flourishing of plants and animals not found elsewhere in Metro Manila. So urban ecosystems, along with their associated biodiversity, provide numerous ecosystem services such as seed dispersal, pollination, pest control, and the like. No? And UP is very unique in that there are grasslands, woodlands, ponds, and even built areas that are used by wildlife in the campus. No? So now let's have a parade of all these wildlife that you can find in UP Diliman. No? Let's just go through them quickly. Now, the first one are the amphibians. So there are 7 amphibians recorded in UP Diliman. These are just some of them. No? Some are actually invasive species, but some are endemic. No? Like in the next slide, you have the reptiles, and some are endemic there, no? So you have rat snakes, geckos, worm snakes. There are snakes within the campus, no? And there has even been recorded in the past a cobra, no? A type of cobra, a species of cobra in the campus, no? And now for birds, there are more than 100 species, no? This one is an endemic species. If you can recall, what does endemic mean? It means unique to a particular place, no? It's only found in that particular place and found nowhere else, no? So the Philippine nightjar, the colored kingfisher, these are just a few of the many, many species that you can find of birds in the campus, no? And finally, we have the mammals, no? So there are 11 mammal species in the campus, no? Here's a lesser short-nosed fruit bat, and you have shrews, you have rats, and many different bats, no? There are microbats, fruit bats, no? That are found in the campus. And for plants, there is no actual number because there's quite a lot. But at the UP IB EDC Arboretum, which is behind the Institute of Biology, my institute, there are 72 plants. And many of them are threatened with extinction. No? So you have your lawaan there, kamagong, and all those other species. No? Sige. So over the years, there have been a few environmental initiatives that were implemented on a campus-wide and sustained manner. But there have also been UPD units and campus-based groups that implemented environmental projects or programs at their respective colleges, offices, or areas. No? So today, I will be presenting only the major campus-wide initiatives. No? So next, we have native trees policy and guidelines for tree planting. No? So UPD is known for its trees, as you can imagine. No? You have gone around the campus, it's no longer UP without its trees. No? So there are policies on tree management in the campus. Back in 2009, a year after the UP Centennial celebration, President Emerlinda Roman issued a policy requiring the use of native trees for future tree planting activities in all UP campuses. Lahat ng UP campuses, no? Then in 2012, after a few years, no, UPD Chancellor Saloma issued guidelines and conditions for tree planting in the UPD campus, prioritizing quality over quantity to ensure that the trees are being cared for after planting. No? Because most of the people who come to the campus to plant trees, they just plant them and don't return to care for the trees. No? So yun, quality over quantity. No? Sige. So the next initiative is the UPD Biodiversity Management Handbook. This one was launched in 2020. It is a compendium of policies on biodiversity management and protection on campus for the use of UPD units to minimize the impacts of their operations on campus biodiversity. It includes recommendations for infrastructure planning, construction, and maintenance, as well as guidelines during university events, among others. No? So the handbook is a project of the Office of the Chancellor through the Technical Working Group on Biodiversity Management in UP-Diliman. No? A group that was created as a response to incidents of wildlife killing and damage to the campus natural environment. No? It was actually in the news, no, that there were animals that were killed in the campus. So that generated a lot of negative response from the public, which actually precipitated the forming of this technical working group. No? So dialogues and consultations with offices involved in planning and development have been conducted to help them with recommendations on how to minimize the impact of development activities. So some of the principles in the UPD Biodiversity Management Handbook are the following. No? So there are 3 principles. So this principle, no, the first one, the university is a culturally significant ecological patch. This principle guides policies on planning and habitat management. The second principle is the university harmonizes its built and natural environments to maintain ecological integrity. So under this principle are policies on infrastructure, maintenance, and new developments. And finally, the university nurtures a biodiverse and interdependent community. This encompasses the use of space and waste management. So with these principles, UPD aims to strengthen the university's academic capabilities by harmonizing its built and natural environments to achieve ecological integrity through improving, managing, and maintaining existing processes and systems in relation to the activities within the university. No? So, biodiversity management and the principles of harmony, respect for all forms of life, and shared responsibility are in these principles. No? And finally, we have the establishment of the Task Force Solid Waste Management and the Diliman Environmental Management Office. So the task force was established in 1999, so way back. No? It began around the same time as the implementation of the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act. No? So this task force was given the work of collecting food and yard waste and making it into compost. No? It ensured that solid waste did not end up in a landfill, but are instead recycled into something useful. No? In 2019, the task force became the core of the Diliman Environmental Management Office, the DEMO. No? And the DEMO now handles the environmental compliance of the university as well as the management of campus biodiversity. So everything related to the environment within the campus is now given to the DEMO to look after. No? Ayan. So now we go to the commitment to environmental sustainability. So the then Chancellor Michael Tan created a task force on environmental sustainability in 2019, which drafted a document entitled UP Diliman's Commitment to Environmental Sustainability. It outlines the environmental sustainability goals of UPD and the actions it needs to take in order to achieve these goals. No? Although UPD has not yet had a lot of headway in their implementation because it's only been 2019 lang when it was actually drafted. No? These serve as a roadmap for UPD in meeting its sustainability goals. No? So meron na tayong patutunguhan, no? As a university in terms of sustainability goals. So these goals include the following: green spaces and biodiversity, built environment, utilities management, transportation and mobility, food sustainability and food packaging, waste management, and mainstreaming of environmental sustainability. Let's look at them one by one. No? So the first one, no, the green spaces of UP Diliman enhance the learning environment of the university by providing spaces for relaxation, research, and teaching. In recognition of the importance of green spaces and its biodiversity, the university shall adopt low-impact development and management plans with the goal of improving or incurring no net biodiversity loss. No? Specifically, the university aims to minimize the impact of programs, events, projects, and operations on biodiversity. Second, it will monitor the health of the campus environment. And thirdly, the third aim is to raise awareness on the importance of green spaces and biodiversity. Yeah. Next is the built environment. Sustainable design should be incorporated into every aspect of the university's built environment to reduce its carbon footprint and preserve its natural landscape. The university shall actively use green technologies whenever possible and shall tap the expertise of its faculty and staff towards the realization of this objective. No? So the aims are the following. No? First, evaluate the sustainability influence of its built structures in all stages of their development, from the design and cost estimation to occupancy and maintenance of operations, and to their eventual end of life. And promote the culture of sustainability through its built environment. Okay, next is utilities management. So the university is committed to conserving basic resources such as water and electricity. It shall regularly monitor the environmental impact of its energy usage and shall set reasonable targets to reduce energy and water consumption. The university aims to reduce consumption of water and electricity. Yun yung commitment. No? Guarantee water potability for every member of the UP community. And third, initiate further developments with the help of previous research findings in relation to environmental sustainability and sustainable technologies. Next is transportation and mobility. So these are essential for life inside the university. No? The university is committed to promoting sustainable transport and mobility as it strives to protect the environment and the health of the commuting public. This aligns with the sustainable transportation hierarchy that prioritizes non-motorized transport and public transport. No? So the university aims to first ensure access to safe and accessible transport. Second, maintain good air quality and well-protected ecosystems. Next is food sustainability and food packaging. Our food choices provide a big impact on our carbon footprints through the production of food, packaging, and transportation of these foods. The university is committed to providing its community access to healthy, safe, and sustainably sourced food and drinks by aligning campus food providers and consumers to a shared vision of sustainability and security. So the university aims to promote availability and accessibility of healthy and safe food and drinks that have minimal impact on the environment, promote reusable packaging and or renewable and recyclable packaging materials for food, and thirdly, reduce food and plastic waste from the campus food system. Next is waste management. The university's waste management program adopts the UN Environmental Programme's waste management hierarchy. That is prevention, reduction, recycling, recovery, and disposal. In increasing order of importance, the university acknowledges its duty to eliminate and or reduce the dangers to health and environment caused by the waste it generates. It shall work to systematize the reduction of waste by enforcing campus-wide arrangements that will enable individuals to realistically adopt a zero-waste lifestyle, and by providing the community information and services for correct waste disposal practices. So the university aims to reduce all kinds of wastes, actively promote and require waste segregation, establish a monitoring system that will ensure the proper collection of wastes, And finally, enforce environmental laws related to waste management. No? And finally, we have the mainstreaming of environmental sustainability. No? Environmental sustainability entails a consciousness geared towards developing sustainable habits for optimized environmental utilization. This pertains to developing habits related to reduced consumption, reuse, recycle, or repurposing of consumer products, and generation of resources through planting and rehabilitation. In operationalizing environmental sustainability, these supporting principles can be considered. No? Societal needs, the preservation of biodiversity, regenerative and carrying capacity of our resources, reusability and recyclability of materials, and the constraints of non-renewable resources and waste generation. Yeah? So the university aims to promote a habit of mindful consumption, promote a culture of environmental sustainability, and encourage community engagement in developing a habit of local productivity. Okay, so those are the commitment to environmental sustainability goals. Now we go to the next one, which is the University of the Philippines System Sustainable Development Goals. No? In 2015, we already know this, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development was adopted by all United Nations member states. The agenda outlines the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, that are needed to achieve peace and prosperity for people and the planet from now until the future. No? UP, as part of its mandate as the national university of the country, commits to the fulfillment of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It continues to work towards the realization of these 6 SDGs. No? So good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and partnerships for the goals. No? Okay. So all of these are some of the major initiatives of the university, in terms of environmental sustainability. No? Shall we have the last slide, please? So, each of us has a role to play in ensuring that future generations also get to appreciate the rich landscape and ecosystem on campus, no? So, I'd like to quote from the Biodiversity Handbook. It says, "The soul of the university is its green spaces. These are spaces wherein different kinds of life interact and influence one another. Everyone has a role in managing the university's biodiversity." Okay, so thank you. I'd like to take in some questions now.
Thank you, ma'am. Hang on, let me just gather, because we do have a question that just came in. But before I ask the question that was just given to me, I do want to ask though. I know you talked about all of these things in campus. I think the students are very, very fascinated about seeing all of these animals and realizing, oh yes, we knew we had rats in UP. But seeing that, oh, may owl pala dito. Oh, parang how biodiverse it actually is. But does the campus have initiatives in involving the students when it comes to projects on caring for biodiversity and sustainability?
That's a very good question. No? We have actually many initiatives to engage people in environmental protection and conservation activities, no, within the campus, no. So, as you know, tree planting is a staple, no. But at the moment, we don't do a lot of that, but we do a lot of replacement, no? Yung mga namamatay na mga puno, yun ang nire-replace yung mga puno doon, no? So, yun. There is the UP Wild. Sino sa inyong nakakarinig na ng the UP Wild?
Wild?
It's a website, it's a Facebook page dedicated to showcase the biodiversity of UP, no? The UP Wild. My advisee, Jelaine Gan, was actually the one who started the page. And it has quite a lot of followers, no? And we conduct bird watching activities, tree walks, no? So people walk around the campus and try to identify the trees and learn about them, no? So there are many activities that the UP Wild actually organizes, no? And we also have many students who use the university green spaces as their living laboratory. So that's also part of our advocacy of protection, no? Because it is being used by students for their education, no? For them to learn about biodiversity, no? I have this funny story about a student of mine. We went into the field and we saw ano nga ba ito? Plantation of pinya plantation. And it was really funny because sabi niya, ay, yan pala ang pinya. Guys, graduating ito, biology major. So, ganun guys, kabano ang mga estudyante. No? I don't want to, no, I mean, let's keep it real, sabi nga ni ma'am, no? Madaming bano sa mga estudyante who has not even seen a pinya, a pineapple plant. They must think that it's growing in trees, no? Or something like that. Pero the thing is, this is something worthwhile to keep for future generations because our students, especially those that grew up in urban areas, know very little about our biodiversity, no? So ito lang yung mga efforts namin so far, but I'm sure there will be more in the future, no?
We do have another question, and it is, usually when sustainability efforts are promoted, it's usually in English. Di ba, ma'am? Parang it's always like, sometimes it's even highfalutin words trying to describe what sustainability is. Will we be able to see efforts from the UP community switching the code and saying it in Filipino so that it will reach more the masses that will be able to understand ano nga ba talaga yung pangangalaga sa kalikasan and all.
Yes. I totally understand where this question is from, no? How do you bring sustainability principles to the grassroots, no? Yes. To those without a science background. Yun ang problema natin kasi UP, as you very well know, has residents who are not students, who are not staff, no? Who are just common citizens, no? I think those will have to be in the pipeline, yung mga ganun efforts, no? Pero we do a lot of advocacy work. Well, personal advocacy work, I will have to say, no? Because I give talks about biodiversity all the time. Not only to my students, but to people in various communities, no? Around the metro and even elsewhere, no? So, yun pa lang for now. Pero siguro in the future, hopefully we can have something like that, no?
Yes, maybe like a glossary of, you know,
Yeah.
sustainability in Filipino to just bridge the communication gap. I do
Yes.
want to talk about the use of plastic,
Yes.
right? Because it is, when I studied here, yung mga monay nakabalot sa plastic. I don't know if may monay pa ngayon.
Meron.
Meron pa ba?
Meron pa akong nakikita.
Meron pa monay na
oo.
10 pesos during my time. So, hulaan nyo na lang yung student number ko. But it is very common to see plastic in the campus. Are there talks or efforts on UP's part to remove the use of plastic?
It is being encouraged, certainly, but in our cafeteria at my institute, they give an incentive for people to bring their own baonan, lunch boxes. So if you bring it, you get a 10 peso discount. Ganun din with coffee, no? If you bring your own tumbler, they will actually offer you a discount. So, what I mentioned before as the commitment of UP to environmental sustainability, that is being, parang may trickle down na effect pa. Pero parang it will take some time for it to be applied, no, to the grassroots. Pero yun, at least we have a roadmap, no, to follow.
Thank you very much, Professor Española. Palakpakan po natin si Professor. Ma'am, please do stay with us because we still have a panel discussion.